Replacing your inefficient sprinklers with drip irrigation is not only a good way to increase your landscape water efficiency, it's the perfect do-it-yourself project. In this short video, we'll demonstrate how to convert sprinkler irrigation to drip irrigation. In this project, we're using a Rainbird conversion kit to convert Rainbird-style sprinklers. If you have a different brand of sprinkler, the steps will be similar but the parts slightly different. Consult a local irrigation supply store for the specific pieces you'll need for your yard. The first step is to mark the location of all sprinklers in the conversion area. Irrigation flags are just pennies apiece at a local irrigation store. Some sprinklers will be capped, others will serve as the point of connection for the drip tubing. Most sprinkler heads will be capped off. In this video, we're using an above-ground sprinkler cap that fits Rainbird sprinkler bodies. Caps for other sprinklers may be available at your local irrigation supply store. Instead of using the above-ground caps, you may choose to completely remove the sprinkler and cap the pipe below ground. Depending on the age or condition of your sprinkler heads, that is, if they have been damaged by landscape equipment, your best bet might be to completely remove the sprinkler and cap the pipe. If you have Rainbird brand sprinklers, as shown in this demonstration, no digging is necessary to connect the drip tubing to your existing irrigation system. Remove the internal parts of the existing sprinkler that will be used to connect the tubing. Insert the mesh filter into the empty sprinkler body. Finally, screw on the top portion of the sprinkler conversion kit. This piece contains the required pressure regulator. You're now ready to attach the drip tubing. Drip fittings are used to connect tubing pieces and direct the water to the plants. Barbed fittings connect to the inside of the drip tubing. Compression fittings, used in this retrofit, connect to the outside of the drip tubing. Fittings also come in various configurations. An elbow is inserted to create a 90-degree corner. A coupling connects two pieces of tubing together to extend its length in the same direction. A T, as its name implies, forms a T-shape and branches the tubing in two directions. End fittings are installed at the end of a tube line. Some end fittings let a small amount of water out at the beginning and conclusion of an irrigation cycle. This action allows the natural removal of soil that may enter the lines over time. The flushing end fitting automatically closes as pressure builds up in the drip tube. Some end fittings are not designed with this recommended feature. To ensure that water is evenly applied to the landscape area, you should plan the location of each drip emitter. Many manufacturers make drip tubing with the emitters already installed. When it's factory installed, the spacing between the emitters can be 12, 18, or 24 inches. For soils commonly found in western Riverside County, we recommend drip tubes with emitters installed every 18 inches. With the drip emitters factory installed every 18 inches, the individual drip lines should also be spaced 18 inches apart. A staggered layout of the drip emitters is best for the efficient application of water. Taking the time to plan the drip layout in advance of planting will ensure all materials receive the water needed. If you're converting an area that is already planted, try to keep emitter and drip tubing spacing consistent. Some adjustment is okay to avoid large plants. Make sure the drip emitters are not resting directly on the crown of the plant or the trunk of a tree. Having taken the time to carefully plan the layout of your drip tubing, you're now ready to install it in your yard. Metal or plastic stakes should be used to secure the tubing. Without these stakes, the tubing is likely to shift as the water is repeatedly turned on and off. Pets and gardeners are also likely to accidentally move the tubing if not secured. At least one stake should be installed for every 10 feet of tubing. This is an air relief valve. It removes unwanted air from the drip tubing. Air may enter the drip line through emitters when the irrigation turns off. The valve is installed by cutting between emitters and inserting it into the tube. It should be placed at the highest point in the area being irrigated, at the top of a slope, for example. If there isn't much of a slope in your yard, the air relief valve can simply be installed in an out-of-the-way location somewhere along the drip tube. Installing a flush valve like this one will help with the long-term care of your system and is a quick way to clean out the tubing. The flush valve should be installed at the end of the tube at the furthest point from where it's connected to the conversion kit. Before your new drip system's first use, make sure the flush valve is open and turn on the irrigation at the irrigation timer. Clear your system of soil and debris that may have entered the lines during installation by letting water flow through the valve for 20 to 30 seconds. After clearing the drip lines of any dirt and debris, close the flush valve to pressurize the drip system. Water should begin to drip out of the emitters. Let the system run for at least 15 minutes or however long it takes to check all of the fittings for leaks. Walk the entire system looking for leaks and to double-check that all fittings are secure. Now that you've installed the irrigation, it's time to add the plants. Place plant materials between the drip lines. Make sure a drip emitter is within a few inches of the root ball so the plant receives enough water when it's newly installed. Be careful not to sever the drip lines with your shovel. After planting, add a healthy 2 to 3 inch layer of mulch to keep weed growth in check and moisture in the soil. For additional help, visit your local irrigation supply store. They have the expertise to assist you in choosing the right products for your conversion. Western works hard to secure your water supply, and we rely on you, our customers, to be water wise. Thanks for doing your part to save water in our community.